Binance resumed Bitcoin withdrawals after a second pause as the Bitcoin network suffers from congestion. This comes as fee rates on the Bitcoin blockchain go ever skyward as Taproot has finally enabled things like inscriptions and BRC20 to take up coveted block space. This is an important developing story, and we will be covering it extensively this week with all our guests. But for the first word on this, joining us to discuss is CoinDesk Senior Markets Reporter for Asia, Sam Reynolds. Welcome, Sam.
Hey, George. So, what a weekend. We had Binance pause Bitcoin withdrawals not once, but twice at the same time, the Bitcoin fee skyrocketing. There is also here a good side as well. So miners are now making lots and lots of money from these ordinals, right? While some of the Bitcoin maxis are a bit annoyed that Pepe Frog NFTs are clogging up their Bitcoin protocol network, miners, which have had a really tough time over the last few months with the bear market and some bankruptcies, are now back to making lots of money. So bad parts and good parts too for this weekend.
Right. So, but with this, Binance has halted withdrawals twice now. What is going on specifically with Binance?
Yeah, so with Binance, they had a problem where the actual cost to do a Bitcoin transaction was a lot more than the fees that Binance had programmed into their transactions, right? So it looks like they changed their code slightly to readjust for the higher fee rate, and they're back online now. But for a while, there was a big gap in their ability to do withdrawals, which really hurt their standings for volumes. Now they're back up to the top for Bitcoin transaction volumes, but for most of Sunday, they were at the bottom of the ranking.
Right. So you mentioned the trading volumes. Trading volumes are down overall on the Bitcoin network or Bitcoin exchanges, or just with Binance?
Well, right now they're down actually across the entire network, because one of the problems is it costs so much to do a transaction. And so people are moving towards things like layer 2s like Lightning and Liquid. At the same time, they're waiting for this to all calm down. And there's not really any sign of this calming down right now. A day after Binance paused withdrawals, there are still lots of unconfirmed transactions on the blockchain, almost 500,000, which is it's unheard of.
Right. So Sam, if you had to speculate very quickly, what's next for Binance specifically and other exchanges when it comes to Bitcoin?
Well, we're going to see them actually adopt things like Lightning Network, because these L2s, they are the cure right now for this problem. So by different things like transaction batching and other technology, you can get a Bitcoin transaction through even though, we have such high fees. So that, I think, is the future right now for these exchanges.
Right, Sam, I think that makes a lot of sense. But that was the short take we have from you. We'll make sure to check out your articles on our website. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
That was Sam Reynolds from CoinDesk.